You know how sometimes you get that itch to travel and Japan pops into your head? Incredible scenery, vibrant culture. Well,
Mhm.
today we're going to zero in on a part of Japan that maybe flies under the radar a bit for tourists,
Mhm.
but trust me, it's a treasure trove, especially if you're a food lover.
Exactly. We're not talking about the usual Tokyo tourist spots
Yeah.
today. Instead, picture this string of unique volcanic islands stretching south from the mainland.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and each one has its own distinct feel, and crucially for our deep dive today, a really special culinary scene shaped by its local environment.
That's right. So this isn't just like another list of must-try Japanese dishes you find everywhere.
Not at all.
We're kind of embarking on a virtual food tour of the Tokyo Islands.
Mm.
Think of this as your personal insider's guide.
Yeah, experiencing flavors you really won't encounter anywhere else.
We'll explore what makes the food on each island so unique, maybe touch on some local ways of life,
Customs.
give you a sense of how to navigate these places, point out a few things to, be mindful of,
Definitely.
and even give a rough idea of what things might cost.
And we're lucky we've got a fantastic resource here. The Tokyo Metropolitan Government actually put together this guidebook. It spotlights local food called locavore dining in the Tokyo Islands.
Locavore dining, nice.
Yeah, it's packed with info about restaurants that really focus on ingredients grown and sourced right there on the islands.
Okay.
Now, we might make like a quick reference to the Mount Fuji area just for context geographically.
Sure, sure.
But our main focus, it's going to be those distinctive tastes and experiences you can only find on these islands.
Okay, sounds great. So if you're dreaming of a Japanese adventure that goes beyond, the typical tourist trail, and if your taste buds are always up for something new and exciting,
Which they should be.
then yeah, you're in for a treat. Consider this your express ticket to becoming a well-informed explorer of the Tokyo Islands. We've got some fascinating facts, plenty of practical tips, hopefully help you feel confident planning your own delicious island getaway.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's set sail. First stop, Oshima.
Right, Oshima. It's the largest of the Izu Islands and also the closest one to Tokyo. Getting there is surprisingly convenient, actually.
Oh, good.
You've got a few options. Depends on how you want to travel. There's the high-speed jet ferry. Zips you there in about an hour 45 from Takeshiba Passenger Ship Terminal.
An hour 45, not bad.
No. And there's even a route from Atami, too. Or if you want a more relaxed journey, the larger passenger ship takes about 8 hours.
Okay, overnight maybe?
Could be. And for the quickest hop, catch a 25-minute flight from Chofu Airport.
Wow, 25 minutes.
Yeah. So several ways to arrive, depends on your priorities, time versus cost versus experience.
Wonderful. Okay, so once you arrive, the food, get ready for some incredible stuff. One place that sounds like a must-try is Kaizenjaya Sushiku. Their shimodon, described as a bowl just overflowing with treasures from the sea.
Sounds amazing.
Pina, that intriguing becco, what is that again?
Becco, yeah, it's a local white meat fish. They marinate it in soy sauce and island chili pepper.
Ooh, island chili pepper.
Yeah, gives it a kick. Plus, splendid Alfonsino, that's kinmedai, and whatever other fresh seasonal fish they've caught. It's like the island's bounty in one bowl.
That becco sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
Preserving fish with chili and soy must give it a unique depth of flavor, right?
It really does. And that use of becco, it speaks to the islanders' ingenuity, probably born from needing to preserve fish using those local flavors, a real island tradition.
Makes sense.
And sticking with that theme, Tsubaki Sushi is another great spot. They specialize in becco sushi.
Ah, so nigiri style.
Exactly, nigiri. That marinated local fish is the star, slice of fish on rice. But if you want a broader selection, they also do regular nigiri using just incredibly fresh local fish.
Oh, perfect.
So you can taste the difference, preserved versus super fresh.
Love that comparison. Okay, now, for maybe a sweet interlude, Triton Island ice cream.
Yes.
They apparently make all sorts of ice creams using local Oshima milk.
Gotta try the local milk.
The Kuramitsu and green Kanako ice cream really catches my eye. Ice cream with roasted soybean flour and that rich, dark Kuramitsu molasses.
It sounds so good, doesn't it? That nutty, sweet thing going on. A real Japanese twist.
Definitely.
And for something maybe a bit more vibrant, they've got passion fruit ice cream. Again, Oshima milk, local passion fruit.
Nice.
And even a chocolate banana flavor that apparently the local kids love.
Uh-huh. Always a good sign.
You know it's good then.
Absolutely.
Huh.
Okay, and if you're after something a bit more substantial than ice cream, Oshoku Jidokoro Otomodachi, they also serve a becco don.
Another one?
Yeah, their version features sashimi. That's the Thinly sliced raw fish from local catches, mixed with island chili peppers and soy sauce all over rice.
Sounds like a really satisfying lunch. That chili adding a nice kick.
Totally.
Now, for something maybe really unique, traditional, try the seafood wapameshi set meal at barrier-free Pinchin Subaru.
Wapameshi, what's that?
So it's where ingredients like fish, maybe abalone, and local veggies like ashitaba are steamed together in this circular wooden container.
Oh, steamed in wood.
Yeah. It cooks the food, but also infuses it with this subtle, like, woody aroma. And ashitaba, you can hear that name a lot.
Ashitaba, right?
It's this leafy green's signature ingredient, a little bitter, but really refreshing.
Got it. Okay. And for those quick stops, maybe cafe moments, book Tea Bed Izuoshima sounds charming.
Mm-hmm.
They do a sweet and spicy chicken hot sandwich, again with that island chili pepper sauce.
I can't escape the choice.
And even an Azuki red bean butter hot sandwich
Yeah.
using Oshima butter.
Oshima butter, wow.
Plus, they serve local ashitaba tea. Definitely got to try that for a real taste of the islands.
You really do. Ashitaba is like the signature ingredient of the Tokyo Islands, especially the Izu chain. So versatile.
Seems like it.
For example, Curry House Kirikiri. They offer an ashitaba pizza.
Pizza with ashitaba.
Yeah. Genovese style, apparently, with fresh ashitaba and camellia oil.
Interesting combo.
And they also do a curry set with seasonal organic veggies and a local handmade salt dressing. Really showcases the fresh produce.
Okay, now this next dish,
Yeah.
and it has a rather dramatic name, the dangerous ginger fried pork and the Shima flavor of the seasons, mentate.
Dangerous.
Apparently, it gets its fiery rep from a sauce made with their own homemade soy sauce and, you guessed it,
Island chili peppers.
island chili peppers. They also do a camellia black pork grill, simply done with island salt, letting the pork flavor shine.
Nice. And for the more adventurous eaters, mentate also serves utsubo.
Utsubo, moray eel.
That's the one. Moray eel. Prepared as a cocktail, maybe marinated or vinegared, and also thinly sliced like sashimi. It's a local delicacy.
Wow, okay. Eel sashimi, that's different.
Definitely. And hey, if you happen to be staying at Ryosaka Maru, their dinner often includes fresh fish and seasonal veggies. Just, whatever's best right then.
Oh, that's always the best way to eat. For a lighter option, maybe a picnic, starfish and coffee near Okada Port, they offer a special lunchbox. Features island seaweed, local fish, meat, vegetables. Sounds like a great sampler platter almost.
Yeah, a little bit of everything. Perfect for taking somewhere scenic.
Totally. And for dessert, how about ashitaba shaved ice?
Yeah.
Blanc blue nagomi,
Shaved ice, yes.
topped with sweet Danigon Azuki beans and homemade condensed milk, made with Oshima milk, of course.
Of course. Sounds incredibly refreshing.
And if you're wandering the Motomaki area, look for Tokyo Von 10. They do a cold, fish-shaped taiyaki pancake.
Cold taiyaki.
Yeah, made with ashitaba and Oshima milk. Taiyaki is usually that sweet fish cake with red bean, right? So this is a cool twist.
Very cool twist.
Finally, Oshibana. They offer cream and mitsu, that classic dessert with agar jelly.
Made from local Tingusa algae.
Right. Served with seasonal fruits.
Yeah.
And they also do an eggplant and mushroom pizza using local veggies.
Man, the variety just on this one island is incredible. That Tingusa algae, by the way, it's a type of seaweed, tons of it in the coastal waters. Gives the jelly a really unique texture, very local.
It truly is a feast just on Oshima. Okay, what about local customs? Anything specific?
Well, the guidebook mentions the general politeness you expect in Japan, being mindful of noise, taking shoes off indoors, that kind of thing. Standard stuff.
Right.
It does mention a historical note, kind of interesting, that until the Meiji Restoration, women weren't actually allowed to climb Mount Fuji.
Wow, really?
Yeah, gives you a glimpse into some past traditions. Obviously, things are very different now.
Thank goodness. Okay, getting around Oshima.
The material doesn't go into exhaustive detail, but you can probably expect local buses, maybe rental car options too, especially if you want to explore beyond the main towns.
Makes sense for the biggest island. And costs, any ballpark.
It's tricky to give exact daily figures without more info, but a helpful point. All the menu prices we've mentioned apparently included consumption tax as of October 2022.
Well, that's useful for budgeting meals.
Definitely gives you a solid starting point.
And things to do beyond stuffing our faces.
Well, definitely hitting the restaurants we talked about.
Yeah.
And the Motomaki port area seems like a central hub, probably worth exploring.
Okay, great overview of Oshima. Let's hop over to Nijima and its neighbor, Shikinajima.
Yep, Nijima and Shikinajima. Access is probably similar to Oshima ferries, and Nijima also has its own airport.
Okay.
And the food scene here, again, boasts some really distinctive local flavors.
Right. Izakaya Nihonbashi on Nijima sounds like a good first stop. They're known for a generous serving of ashitaba tempura.
More ashitaba.
Yeah.
Gotta try it tempura style. Lightly battered, fried, crispy goodness, using the island's famous leaves.
Sounds perfect. They also serve kusaya.
Ah, kusaya,
Yeah.
yes. Dried and fermented blue mackerel scad. Now, heads up,
Oh.
kusaya is definitely an acquired taste. It's known for its very pungent aroma.
Pungent is putting it mildly, I hear.
Yeah, pretty intense. But hey, it's a true local delicacy, a unique culinary experience if you're brave.
Okay, noted.
Yeah.
For maybe a less intense experience.
Haha, right. Consider staying at Oyado Sumimaru on Nijima. Their lodging often includes dinner featuring fresh local fish and vegetables, more like home-style island cooking.
Lovely.
And for something different, Sunshine Nagamitakoro on Nijima, they do akaika yakisoba.
Yakisoba, the fried noodles?
Stir-fried noodles, but this version uses local neon-flying squid akaika and island laver seaweed, seasoned with Nijima salt.
Squid and laver yakisoba.
That sounds
It
delicious.
does, isn't it? And Sunshine Nagamitakoro seems to be the Ashitaba Innovation Lab.
Uh-huh. What else they got?
Okay, get this. Ashita banana juice,
Ashi?
ashitaba, and ripe bananas.
Interesting.
Ashitaba, cream, soda.
No way. Ashitaba cream soda.
Yep. They also do a tuna mayo ashitaba hot sandwich
Of course.
and taco rice with island laver and fried, wait for it,
Ashitaba.
ashitaba. They really embrace the green.
They really do. Wow.
And for pizza lovers on Nijima, Mijima Shokuro has an ashitaba pesto pizza, made with pesto produced right there on the island.
Pesto pizza, nice. Okay, and what about Shikinajima? If you make it over to Shikinajima and maybe stay at Guest House Hitaban, they offer milk Kantan jelly.
Kantan jelly, like the agar stuff.
Exactly. Made from Tengusa seaweed harvested right there on Shikinajima. Another example of using those local marine resources. Refreshing dessert.
Sounds good. Okay, so again, the guidebook doesn't detail specific customs or transport for these two, or costs.
No, not in detail. Same deal menu prices include tax, which helps. For food exploring, the Hansen area in Nijima seems to be the place to wander around for restaurants.
Got it. Next island, Kozushima, situated between Nijima and Yakajima.
Yep, Kozushima. Access is most likely ferry again. Smaller island, but still has some interesting food stops.
Like Hyuga Brewery, also doing an ashitaba pizza.
It seems to be a theme. Homemade crust, plenty of that Izu Island's ashitaba. It's fascinating seeing how they incorporate it into different cuisines, right?
Totally. And for more traditional Japanese,
Yeah.
Yakozushi. They serve kaizendan.
Right, that bowl of vinegared sushi rice topped with fresh sashimi and local laver seaweed. Classic.
They're also known for zukidan, where the fish is marinated first.
Yeah, marinated in soy before going on the rice. Adds another layer of flavor. And they do tempura, too, often with local veggies like des what?
Ashikaba.
Ashitaba. And fish like that splendid Alfonsino.
Okay, so for Kozushima, again, light on specifics for customs, travel, costs.
Pretty much. Menu prices include tax. Your main food focus would likely be exploring the restaurants in Kozushima-mura, the main village area.
Makes sense. Okay, let's journey on to Miyakajima, about 180 kilometers south of Tokyo, probably reached by ferry.
Right. Miyakajima also has some unique culinary experiences waiting. Pension and restaurant Hanamiduki seems like a key spot.
You have that?
They're great for sampling local kinmerai, that's the splendid Alfonsino, offer various ways of preparing this really highly regarded fish.
Kimatai is delicious.
It is. And they also have something called kamenote miso soup.
Kamenote, hand of the turtle, shellfish.
Exactly. Hand of the turtle, shellfish. A truly unique local ingredient for miso soup.
Wow, never heard of that.
Me neither. Even their fresh spring rolls have local veggies like ashitaba. Seems like a place that really highlights the island's special ingredients.
Cool. And for a sweet treat on Miyakajima.
Gallery Cafe Cannon, they do a special enmitsu, you know, the dessert with agar jelly, red beans, fruit.
Yeah. What's special about theirs?
Their version uses tukaroten jelly made from Tengusa seaweed from Miyakajima itself,
wow.
and it's topped with their own ashitaba ice cream.
Ashitaba ice cream again. Sounds like a perfect local dessert.
Totally. And for a more substantial meal, Shimanshu Izakaya serves kaizendan with seasonal local fish, eggs, seaweed, and also a simple ashitaba salad, just showcasing that fresh green taste.
Nice and simple. Okay, I'm sensing a pattern. No deep dives into customs, transport, or daily costs for Miyakajima either?
Afraid not. Same pattern. Many prices include tax. Exploring restaurants in the Subota area seems to be the main culinary activity here.
All right, next up, Mikuroshima. Smaller island, longer ferry ride, about 7.5 hours.
Yep, Mikurashima. Longer trip. The food offerings here seem really focused on specific local ingredients.
Like at Fukumaru Shoten.
Exactly. That's the place to look for kabutsu sweets. Kabutsu is this unique bitter orange that grows right there.
Bitter orange. Interesting.
Yeah. And they also make ashitaba sweets, all homemade using those local stars. Sounds like a perfect spot to grab a really unique edible souvenir or snack.
A taste of Mikurashima itself.
Okay.
Given its size, probably not much detail on customs, getting around, or costs.
You guessed it. Pretty sparse. The focus seems to be just discovering those local shops and eateries like Fukumaru Shoten to find the island's special flavors.
Makes sense. Finally, in the Izu chain, we hit Hachijojima, southern part of the Izu Islands.
Right, Hachijojima. More transport options here, a 55-minute flight from Haneda.
Oh, quick!
Yeah, or the longer 10-hour ferry. And the food scene here looks particularly diverse. Lots going on.
It really does sound like it. Yoyodokoro raisu, ashitaba fried rice, with green chili peppers.
A nice kick. And they do an assorted sashimi platter island fish like yellowfin tuna, Japanese ruby fish. Sounds great.
And owachitai, serving shimazushi. What's that again?
Shimazushi, yeah, it's that local sushi style using a mustard marinade instead of wasabi.
Mustard instead of wasabi. Interesting.
Yeah. They also do homemade, dried salted local fish and dipping ashitaba noodles served with ashitaba salt.
Ashitaba salt. Okay, they really use it in everything.
Pretty much. Genki Kunimatsu has miso grilled rice balls with island chili peppers again.
Yeah.
For more casual stuff, Hachidojima Eastside Shaya serves an ashitaba and ham roll and an ashitaba mozzarella and ham pizza.
Pizza's popular. Kokumin Chikusha Submarina has like a combo set.
Yeah, an island sushi and Zukudon mini marinated fish ball set. Good for sampling.
Perfect. Age Susan is another key spot, serving Zukudon too.
Yep, local fish Zukudon set comes with island nori miso soup, and they have matured raw kusaya.
Raw kusaya, so the undried version of that pungent fish?
That's the one, for the truly adventurous.
Wow. Okay, for something sweet and maybe less challenging.
Haha, right. Hachijojima Jersey Cafe, ashitaba parfait with rice flour dumplings, sweet azuki beans,
Ooh, parfait.
and rich Jersey Cafe ole. Uses local Jersey cow milk, presumably.
Nice. What else? Izakaya de Kichimaru.
They serve both ashitaba tempura and their version of shimazushi, which they specifically note uses Western plain mustard.
Okay, Western mustard. Interesting detail. Pizza options.
Yes. Pizza Paradiso. They have a Dorada cheese pizza, probably local cheese. A lemonade with Hachijojima lemons.
Island lemons.
And a tartufo pizza with local shiitake mushrooms and truffle oil. Fancy.
Sounds amazing. Any cafes?
Kukancha Cafe in Long Beach, 1983. Ashitaba cheesecake set.
Cheesecake.
And a cooling Ashitaba Azuki milk shaved ice.
Good combo. One more. Senryo.
Senryo serves tenzara noodles, those cold noodles with dipping sauce, alongside ashitaba tempura.
Naturally.
Flavorful gyoza dumplings with ginger and local garlic, and crisp shimatakuan pickles.
Man, Hachijojima sounds like a food destination in itself.
Totally, so much variety.
Anything about local customs or history there?
The guidebook mentions the Tama Ishigaki stone walls, apparently quite impressive, built by exiled convicts back in the day, a significant historical landmark.
Oh, interesting bit of history. Getting around Hachijojima.
Likely involves local buses, maybe renting a car gives you more flexibility, as it's a bigger island with more to see. Again, no specific daily costs detailed.
And the main food hubs seem to be Mitsune and Okago areas.
That's what it looks like, yeah, where you'll find a lot of these restaurants.
Okay, deep breath. That covers the Izu Islands. Our final group, the remote Ogasawara Islands.
Far south.
Way far south. Ogasawara Islands.
Yeah.
Mainly Chichijima and Hahajima are inhabited. Getting there is, well, it's an adventure.
How so?
It's a 24-hour ferry ride on the Ogasawara Maru just to get to Chichijima.
24 hours? Wow.
Yeah, and then another 2 hours by ferry to reach Hahajima. But the unique ecosystem, it's a World Natural Heritage Site, and the resulting food scene are apparently worth the journey.
Okay, World Heritage Site. Gotta be special. What food awaits after that long trip? Chichijima first. Right. Mermaid Cafe on Chichijima offers refreshing stuff, hibiscus tea soda, cocktails with local passion fruit, and island lemon shochu.
Sounds tropical. Paku Paku.
Known for its shark burger.
Shark burger, okay?
And homemade ice cream banana, passion fruit, those tropical flavors. Shimayato Islander House makes homemade fruit liquors. Again, passion fruit, island lemon.
Lots of passion fruit and lemon down there.
Definitely seems like a theme. Charbiori has island lemon tea ice and a passion fruit sherbet cocktail.
Sherbet cocktail.
Caillou serves billfish Chinese-style noodles using local swordfish and blacktip grouper.
Local billfish, nice. And Kimagure Cafe.
Homemade honey-shaved ice cream, various drinks. Sounds like a sweet spot.
Okay, so for Ogasawara, the big emphasis custom-wise is respect the nature.
Absolutely paramount. It's a World Natural Heritage Site because of its unique ecosystem. Preservation and respect for the environment are key.
Makes total sense. Getting around.
Probably local transport options on both Chichijima and Hahajima. Again, no specific costs listed. For food spots, Higashimachi on Chichijima seems to be a good area to explore.
Got it. Wow, what an island tour. Before we wrap up, you mentioned Mount Fuji earlier, just for context.
Yeah, just a quick mention, since it's so iconic and relatively close to Tokyo on the mainland side. You know, Lake Kawaguchi for views, Okigahara Forest nearby, Fuji-Q Highland Amusement Park, the Chiredo Pagoda. Lots to see near Fuji.
Right.
But, like we said, our food focus today has been squarely on the amazing, distinctive stuff happening out on the Tokyo Island.
Absolutely. And what a journey it's been. As we wrap up this deep dive, it's just so clear there's this astounding diversity of food waiting out there.
Totally. From that unique, slightly bitter ashikaba showing up everywhere,
In everything.
to the incredibly fresh local seafood, those sweet tropical fruits further south. It's a fascinating mix, isn't it? Traditional meets creative, all shaped by the island environments.
It really is.
Yeah.
We definitely encourage listeners, use this as inspiration. Start planning your own Tokyo Island food adventure.
Yeah. And that guidebook we mentioned, Locavore Dining in the Tokyo Islands, it probably has websites or social media links for a lot of these places. Super useful for digging deeper and maybe making reservations.
Good tip. Okay, so here's a final thought to chew on. Considering everything we've talked about, all those dishes, ingredients, which Tokyo Island culinary experience has piqued your interest the most?
Ooh, tough question.
Right. What specific flavor or ingredient or dish are you now most curious to try? Maybe that's the starting point for your own delicious exploration of the Tokyo Islands.
Good place to start thinking. Until our next deep dive, happy travels.
And itadakimasu.